It's Dr. Schmidt. I want to run by some statistics on opiates and give you some tools to battle this problem. And there's a lot of resources. You can Google this and find resources online. But I'm going to give you my perspective of this. So I was at a panel discussion this morning, and there were three medical doctors on the subject of opiates. And there's a typical scenario, and that is 85% of people who are addicted to opiates were addicted because they went on a prescription of an opiate from a doctor, like a surgeon or a dentist. It's surgeons and dentists that prescribe the most. And all it takes for 6% of the people who take it, all it takes is 3 to 5 days and they're addicted. And 10% of Americans take an opiate every single day. And when you look at in the Midwest, men between the age of 18 to 45 who are unemployed, the majority of them are on opiates. So they can't get a job when the employer requires drug testing. So these three doctors on the panel were just shaking their head like, yes, we are the problem. The prescribing doctors are the ones that caused this crisis in the first place. But that's a scenario when you have a younger person who gets their teeth or wisdom teeth extracted or an athletic injury and they have surgery. And so hopefully they only need 3 to 5 doses of a pill. And that's what one of the moderators said is that standard, but they're given 10. And that was, 15, 20 years ago, they were given 10. Now they're given 45. And they only need 3 pills or 4 or 5 pills. So the pill count is like way overprescribed. And enough pills were prescribed in 2016 in the state of Michigan to give everybody in the state 80 pills. So another scenario is somebody's given a prescription for an opiate after a surgery, for example, and they run out of the prescription and now they don't have the pills anymore and now they feel bad. And so they go back to the doctor, they get another prescription, they feel better, they run out of that, and now they feel bad again. So now they're addicted, they go back to the doctor, and now the doctor's like, nope, no more. Like a surgeon is not in the care of chronic pain, they just want to do the surgery and then get you out. And same thing with a dentist. So they say, no more opiates for you. So now what? You go get heroin. That's the other scenario. So now you overdose on heroin, or maybe you're on the original opiate prescription or on heroin and now you drink alcohol. This is how people die. 115 Americans die every day from opiate overdose, and more than 1,000 people are treated every single day in the U.S. in emergency room departments. So opiates are so overprescribed that in the state of Michigan there are 60 million extra pills that people have in their houses, etc., that aren't being used. And they actually there's a chemical that you open up the packet and you put it into the prescription bottle, and then you add water and you shake it up for 30 seconds, and it dissolves that prescription drug, and then you throw it away in the landfill. Do not put it down the toilet. So that's how you dispose of it. So insurance companies like Blue Cross Blue Shield, for example, are taking action to reduce the number of prescriptions, and they're being successful at it. And there's actually a thing called the triple threat. These are people that are on opiates and benzodiazepines and a sleeping pill. So those people who are on all three of those have the worst outcomes. So with the programs that Blue Cross and other people are doing, they have reduced opiate prescriptions by 32% between 2012 and 2017. And they've reduced the number of opiate pills dispensed by 33%, and a 51% reduction in fentanyl, which is a synthetic opiate, which is pouring across our southern border, and then a 65% reduction in long-acting oxycodone and oxymorphone use. So I know that the oxycodone medication is being replaced with Suboxone or another derivative similar to Suboxone. And I know in the state of Michigan there's a pain clinic not too far from where my office is, where they have 5 medical doctors, and all they do is they take people off oxycodone and they put them on Suboxone and Subutex. And that's all they do, is they just replace one painkiller with another. 5 doctors full-time, the largest pain clinic in the state of Michigan. And I mean, I'm telling you, it takes an eighth grader to do that. You say you're on oxycodone, okay, well, get off that, go on Suboxone. If a doctor is treating pain, they're lost. You got to get to the cause. So yeah, you can have pain from surgery, and the person's body needs to be healthy before they get into surgery. They need to be able to recover. They need to be eating meat and have high quality nutrients from food, other foods, and supplements so that their body can repair. One of my favorite supplements for repair is called Cataplex ACP from Standard Process. If somebody gets into a car accident or they have a surgery, I have them take 25 a day. And there's collagen protein powder, for example, but like nothing beats meat to repair your tissue and to reduce inflammation. So that's step one, is to be prepared for the surgery or for the wisdom tooth extraction. And then number two, fix any other outlying health problems that could occur in the human body. And I talk about these all the time. You got heavy metal toxicity, you got fungal issues in the body, mold, and you can have cavitation, like an infection in your jaw, and that can diminish your healing ability, and that can cause some severe problems. So the way that you prevent the addiction to opiates is the same way that you increase the health of your body. Now, if you're addicted to a medication, like an opiate, for example, you can go to Narconon, you can contact them, and you can contact other drug rehabilitation places. And if you don't have the cash for that, there's the systemic formulas detox boxes. And I've talked about that in several videos. And I was at a seminar, and there was a chiropractor on stage talking about his addiction to heroin. And he said that he would stop heroin and go through withdrawals for 6 weeks. He would come home from work and lock himself in the bedroom so that his wife and his kid didn't have to deal with him, because he was in angst and having all those crazy symptoms. And it's primarily like lactic acidosis, basically. It's the self-starvation, it's the chest tightness, it's the crazy thoughts, the bad thoughts, and the muscular tightness everywhere, and the nausea, all that stuff. It's dirty blood. That's what it is. So he started the systemic formulas detox boxes, and he was off the heroin, and he went up to his room, locked the door after work, and 6 hours later he was back to normal. He felt really good. Instead of 6 weeks, it only took 6 hours, because his body was starting to detoxify. And I've seen many people addicted to various pills, and it's the same process. It's just another condition. You got to clean the body out, and you got to feed the tissue as best you can, and put them on a super awesome diet that feeds their body. And of course, as you know, if you've heard me before, the biggest organ in the body is the muscles. It's not the brain, it's not the heart, the liver, the skin. It's the muscles. And if you're not feeding your muscles, the rest of your body doesn't have a chance. Your lymphatic system needs protein. Your intestines need protein. Most of your cleansing ability is in your liver and your intestines. And if you're not eating enough protein, the tissues are weak. The intestines are muscular. So, and if your heart's not strong, it's not beating very good, and if you're not moving your body, you have lymphatic congestion. The lymphatic system is the sewer system of your body. So, in the past, when I've talked with people about addictions, I load them up on Cataplex B vitamins to give them energy, to feed their liver, to fix lactic acidosis, and then I'm detoxing them, and I'm putting them on an awesome diet, low carb, away from grains, away from sugar. And yeah, there can still be some suffering as they work through this, but it's much better than just cold turkey, and it's much better than doing nothing. So there's my little tirade on opiates. If you like this information, please give me a thumbs up. Share with anybody that is addicted to an opiate, and maybe they can get some help through the natural healthcare process, as opposed to going on just another drug like methadone, because that's not a good answer either. And you got to clean the body out and feed it tremendous nutrition so that they can get over that addiction.